When I was a teenager, I told my dad there are three things that I will never do. I will never get married, I will never have kids, I will never work for him. Now I've done all three. In college, I studied ethical philosophy, and I could not find a job, so I worked for my dad. We produced thermostats for Dyson, Panasonic, Philips. Then I found my passion. I built a mining farm at my dad's factory. This is the first pivot. We were mining, I think, 1 Bitcoin a day at a time. Later on, we switched to CryptoVC. 99% people miss the Bitcoin train or the Ethereum train. What I'm suggesting is the wave has not ended. The second wave is bringing in all these institutions. We are talking about a little playground becoming a theme park. And this theme park is growing into a small kingdom. A small kingdom with $4 trillion asset class. After seeing all these statistics, data, is it speculative? I think yes, it is. When you have a private company like Tether issuing, I think, $170 billion stablecoins now, I think it's worth studying.
Next up, we have Thomas Ao. Thomas has spent the last 10 years in crypto, and he went from crypto mining operator to CryptoVC. And so far, it seems to be going quite well. His last fund is currently at 10x MOIC, and more crucially, it's at 7.5x DPI. Thomas.
Hello, everyone. My name is Thomas. I'm with Mindfulness Capital. First of all, I want to thank Allocator One for providing this opportunity to speak, to share my personal story with you. When I was a teenager, I told my dad there are three things that I will never do. I will never get married, I will never have kids, I will never work for him. Now I've done all three. In college, I studied ethical philosophy. Epicurean, hedonist, postmodernism, I studied all those. And so the first challenge that God gave me is, how do I find a job? And I could not find a job, so I worked for my dad at the factory for a few years. I would spend 5-6 days in the factory during weekdays. And so a few years have passed. We produce thermostats for Dyson, Panasonic, Philips, a few household brands you may know. And then I found my passion. I built a mining farm at my dad's factory. So with the industrial knowledge that I learned from the factory, it became a pivot. So throughout my presentation, I will have a few pivoting moments. This is the first pivot. We were mining, I think, 1 Bitcoin a day at a time, and it went pretty well. But then later on, when Bitcoin mining becomes so capital intensive, we had to pivot. So we switched to CryptoVC. Essentially, 99% people missed the Bitcoin train or the Ethereum train. But it's normal because either you have a friend who bought it at $30, or they sold too early, or they lost a password. It's normal because not that many people have that level of conviction. What I'm suggesting is the wave has not ended. The second wave is bringing in all these institutions. You are talking about a little playground becoming a theme park. And this theme park is growing into a small kingdom. A small kingdom with $4 trillion asset class. So in this new kingdom, you need all kinds of infrastructure. And since there isn't a king, it's decentralized, you have 1,000 layer ones competing to be the infra. You have payment apps, you have all sorts of features, functions needed in this new kingdom. So what we do is essentially, we invest in the space. So conceptually, whatever works in the Web 2 world could work in the Web 3 world. So it makes my job easier. We do some mind map, we look at what works in the Web 2 world, and whether this particular startup has what it takes to make it a Web 3 one, or is it a Web 3 native demand that can be fixed by these founders. And we invested in a wide range of verticals, ranging from decentralized storage to entertainment to protocols, to short video sharing platform, because quite frankly, we don't know which one works. Each topic pops up, gains so much attention, and it fades so fast. So the best approach is try to be general. If we try to be a hero and pinpoint, okay, DeFi is the only way to go, we may be missing all the other alpha. And internally, we define success in 4 ways. The first tier is it successful for the founder? If he's not able to raise, he may still working for IBM or Accenture. He's not able to be an entrepreneur. That's the lowest first tier. Second tier is it successful for its investors, like us, VCs? Third tier, is it successful for retail investors that purchase the tokens? Fourth tier is it successful for new projects that build on this ecosystem? Quite frankly, although we try to hit all 4, most of the time we may hit 2 or 3. And we benchmark 3x return as minimum. If the deal does not give you 3x, you may as well just buy Bitcoin. And most of our projects do not consider M&A or IPO. It's just whenever they issue tokens, there's enough liquidity from crypto exchanges like Binance, Kraken, Coinbase. And Sandbox, we met them in 2019. At the time, they had 8 employees, including the founders. And now they have 400 employees, built unicorn backed by SoftBank and a few bigger guys. And whenever we get tokens, we sell them. So each bar is how much tokens we sold and how much cash we got back during that period. So I want to leave giving you guys a few questions. After seeing all these statistics, data, is it speculative? I think yes, it is. But is it just speculative? I don't think so. I think that's something bigger than just being speculative. When you have a private company like Tether issuing, I think, $170 billion stablecoins now, they are the 18th largest T-bill holder. When you have astonishing numbers like this, I think it's worth studying. And also, you got, and this is just Tether alone, let alone Circle and other guys. And also, Harvard holds more Bitcoin than gold. So all these numbers, I think, is worth studying. Last slide, I may not have time for this, but we are also supporting a lot charity causes. Our employees, we all have to volunteer. We all have to support charity causes. We support 30+ charity programs worldwide. If you're interested, ping me. Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you.